So before I continue, I'll tell you one Kasoma Farouk of Uganda's idea. Believe that you can. Believe that you do what?
You can.
At a time, even when the waves are so big. Believe that you can. So we are saying, in a rapidly urbanizing African nation, growing discontent brews quietly beneath the surface of everyday life. The country is rich in natural resources and boasts a large educated youth population. Yet the benefits of growth remain unevenly distributed. Political and economic power is tightly held by a small elite comprising of long-serving politicians, senior military officers, and a handful of wealthy business people. These individuals enjoy great access to state contracts, offshore accounts, and private education. Shielded by influence, they reside in gated communities, detached from the challenges confronting the broader population. In plain difference, the majority of citizens face rising inequality, rising cost of living, decaying public services, and high unemployment, especially among recent graduates. The inefficiency and corruption are too high. Though national elections are held regularly, they bring little or meaningful change, with the power cycling through the same political group and networks. Voices of opposition are frequently silenced through intimidation, and protests are often with force. On evening, a group of concerned youth convened in a city under the discussion theme, history repeats it. After examining the social, political, and economic injustices that troubled Europe before 1789, their attention turns inward. A student raises a question to the group. Could the conditions we face today similarly push our society towards a revolutionary breaking point? As the discussion deepens, and all members agree that it can, the group turns to you, a well-informed student of world affairs, to help them understand better how it can. Better how it can. So we need to understand the great kinds of our question in our kinds of discussion. In our kinds of discussion, friend. So we are saying by this time that people are rising up. Revolutions are deep and often violent transformation of social and political economic system. They arise when existing structures fail to address widespread discontent. History is full with examples from the nature of Europe before the French Revolution of 1789. Many of the existing conditions in our Africa are similar to what existed in Europe pre-1789 and can actually cause a revolution as discussed below. Are we together? So number one, the existing inequality. We are saying today, the existing inequality, where some groups are rated high and others are rated low. It is this kind of existing inequality that can make the same things to happen as they happened before 1789. Because there is inequality, some people are too rich and others are too poor. Another one, no, we are saying, not say in government, not saying what? Government. Where the government officials bring out their laws, they mistreat people, and there's what we call not saying government. A small group of people is enjoying everything. This can make people still to rise up in Africa. Then corruption. Corruption, where government officials sometimes steal from public funds. Public what? Funds. We believe by this time the government officials steal from public funds and nothing is done to stop them. That's why we are saying the same conditions that made people to rise up before 1789 can make people to rise up in where? in Africa. Then high taxes on smaller businesses. High taxes on smaller businesses can make people to rise up in 1789. Because to rise up as it happened before 1789. Where we believe by this time, the high taxes, where smaller businesses are highly taxed, can make people to rise up. Another one, unfair laws, where the laws are favoring the rich and the poor are not what? Favored. This can make people to rise up as it happened before 1789. Food shortage, where we believe before 1789, food shortage made people to rise up. Even in Africa, there is a food what? Shortage. And this can make people to rise up as it was in before 1789. But the economy, where the economy is full of unemployment, is full of poverty, this can make people to rise up in Africa as it happened before 1789. Another one, expensive wars, where the government spend a lot of money helping others to fight. And by this time, where people are struggling in their countries and the governments are busy helping what? Others. This can make people to rise up. Then the debt crisis, where in Africa, we find African countries are having stronger debt, stronger what? Debts. And by this time, as they are having stronger debts, it is this that make people to rise up, because the government tend to put heavy taxes on people in order to pay the heavy what? The heavy debts. Another one, unfair social classes. We are saying today, people are divided, where some are so much praised in society, others at a very low level. So it is this that can make people to rise up in Africa, as it was before 1789. Then greedy allies. The greedy allies that want to accumulate a lot of money, where I can tell you, at a time when they have everything, they look for more. They have great building, but still they want to control each and everything in the economy. This can make people to rise up, as it happened before 1789. Then no freedom of speech. In some circumstances, when people talk about the evils that are taking place in society, they are silenced and some others are imprisoned. So it is this that make people to rise up, that can make people to do what? Expensive lifestyle. We are saying today, the greedy elites tend to have expensive lifestyle. Expensive lifestyle, where they get a lot of money, they live a high class life. Expensive what? Lifestyle. And by this time when people are suffering, so it is this that can make people to rise up, as it was before 1789. Poor education system, which is favoring the rich and leaving out to the poor people. So the poor education system can make the poor people to rise up and stage what? A revolution. Then oppressive police. We believe by this time, the oppressive police can make people to rise up, as it was before 1789. My friend, you need to compare. So by this time, unfair court system. When it comes to court system, we believe by this time the court systems are unfair in Africa, where we find that some people are so much privileged in the court system and others are left out. So this can make people to rise up, as it happened before 1789. So in the conclusion, we are saying the same conditions that made people to rise up before 1789 are the same conditions that are in Africa and can make a people to rise up. These conditions are grouped into political, social, and economic. And what?